Hi, I'm Deborah Miller and I'm a consultant in the employment team at Shepherd and Wedderburn. Welcome to the first instalment of our Festive Series. In this video, I'll be answering the question, can an employer be liable for an employee's behaviour at a Christmas party? So, we're right in the heart of Christmas party season. Office parties are often a great opportunity for team bonding and for employees to let their hair down after a year of hard work. Whilst most employees are on their best behaviour, every year we see cases arising from employees' conduct. More often than not, this is where too much alcohol is involved. So can an employer be liable in these circumstances? Well, in short, yes. Employers can be held vicariously liable for acts of their employees in some circumstances. This means that where an employer has not themselves committed the wrongful act, they potentially can still be found liable for their employees' actions and made to financially compensate the individual who suffered the wrongdoing. There is a well-known case involving Mr. Bellman, which is a really good example of this. Mr. Bellman was a sales manager for a company called Northampton Recruitment Limited. The company arranged a Christmas party for its staff, their partners and a handful of guests. Around half of the partygoers took taxis back to a nearby hotel where they were being put up by the company. Celebrations and drinking continued in the hotel lobby until the wee hours of the morning. The conversation turned to work-related matters, in particular the appointment of a new employee. The managing director became unhappy with the discussion and proceeded to lecture the group about his managerial authority. The situation escalated and the managing director punched Mr. Bellman twice, causing him to fall and suffer a serious brain injury. Mr. Bellman later raised a claim alleging that there was a sufficient connection between the managing director operating that night with his work hat on and the assault. The company argued that the managing director was not operating within the ambit of his role whilst in the hotel lobby. The Court of Appeal ultimately held that the managing director was in fact wearing his work hat at the time of the assault, and so there was a sufficiently close connection between what the managing director was authorised to do within his role and the assault. The company was, therefore, vicariously liable for the acts of the managing director. So whilst employers can't control each and every action of their employees, there are some sensible policies and practices that can be put in place to minimise the risks. For example, firstly, consider how much alcohol will be supplied by the business at these types of events. Secondly, ensure that employees are aware of the standards of behaviour expected of them at work events. And lastly, keep disciplinary policies up to date. If you have a query about liability issues at work, please get in touch with a member of the employment team at Shepherd and Wedderburn.